Despite everything we tried to do, it was bigger than us. It was bigger than us. It was fantastic. We were able to save houses. And some houses we couldn't save. And some just were unsavable when it swept through on Sunday afternoon. But yeah, we saved the Baldridge house. I was terrified. I'm still coughing. 2 weeks later, I just can't quite get rid of it. I hope I never stand in front of a fire like that again. I was head down, hosing, and it just started raining on me, and I thought, what's that? And it must have been a helicopter. There was a helicopter above me, and I couldn't hear it. Couldn't hear the helicopter, couldn't hear the truck. The only reason I knew the truck hadn't burnt to the ground was the water still was coming out of my hose. So I had no idea what I was going to find when I was able to turn around and look back at the truck.
A lot of effort put in by a lot of volunteers, and it just, as far as that's concerned, the volunteers deserve a lot of recommendation and a lot of congratulations for what they did, because they didn't need to be asked, and they did a lot of things that men shouldn't need to have done, but they saved buildings and livestock and took risks, but they were calculated risks, most of them. There was a few times there that people would wonder how well calculated they were, but thankfully there were no loss of lives. And I think that's one thing we've got to be thankful for. There was a lot of losses, but there was no loss of human life. And the trouble with protecting assets on a fire ground is that it's a small community we live in, and people want to save as much as they can. And there were houses and buildings saved, but if you put a team of men in front of the fire to save a house or a structure, it would be terrible to lose one person. But if something happened while we were protecting an asset in front of a fire and we lost a whole team, it'd, I don't know how the community would go on to afterwards to know that there's a whole team, and they'd most likely be men that are missing from the community. And I think we've got to think of safety in these situations as well. And that was on people's mind, and especially on Sunday, where you really needed to be behind the fire, not in front of it.
I've been doing this nearly 30 years now. Done the Wombalong fire here, the Canberra, Victoria, as we all do, and yeah, mate, it's just, it was like Wombalong. There's nothing you could do. Even going down to property protection, the houses were saved by trucks. Them boys all deserve a medal. Because I mean, it's just hard conditions, and yeah, you just do what you do. It's all about saving your own life at the end of the day, I think. Again, we're lucky, missed the bullet, and no one lost their lives. And that was a bit of an issue with some of these farm units, because they were just disappearing anywhere and everywhere. Again, that we were saying that we would have been lost without them.
We're being criticised by those who probably don't know and haven't experienced it, and don't appreciate everything that's above us, the fire control. But yeah, we worked as hard as we possibly could, and we did what we could, and I'm proud of what we did. Yeah, really proud.
On the Saturday, right, or Saturday night when I was there, it was like probably nearly like fighting a summer fire in daylight. I mean, like I was saying, was having spot activity of 50 to 100 metres, wind varying when it was nothing to something. You know, it'd blow from nothing up to a 15k, what, from a different direction, and fuel loading was high of grass. The timber mountain country, which I knew was going to be the issue, because there was stringy bark trees there, 6 foot, 1.8 across, you know, 60 foot high, and they were going to candle like anything the next day anyway. But the plan was try not to induce much more fire and keep it where it was. And it's basically what we did. I mean, as I say, and then night conditions was probably like a early summer day, for a better word. Yeah, the Sunday, well, yeah, we know what that was like.
Yeah. I think you've got to remember that the fire was getting so big so quickly, and everyone had in the back of their minds the weather that was coming, or forecast to come on Sunday, which did eventuate. And there was a lot of people that stayed up there all night, and out of town crews and people that wouldn't have known where they were, and locals that have come from town that aren't familiar with the area, and they all helped, and they were all there, and they all did what they can, and all the control, the captains in control, and the group captains, they were there and they had to make decisions, and it's all right with hindsight to criticise those decisions that they made, but they made them on the run, and they operated as best that they thought they could. And I don't think you can ask any more of anyone but to do that.